So last time, we noticed that we had one review with 0 length in our dataset. This review will not contribute any meaningful training information, and so here I'm removing any reviews of 0 length from our reviews ints list. And I'll do the same thing with their corresponding label. The way I went about this task was, I thought, okay, I'm going to want to find any reviews of 0 length and remove that data from my existing reviews ints and encoded labels data. So I first identified the indices in our data that I want to keep, which I'll call my non-zero indices. I'm checking the length of each review in our reviews ints data. If the length is not equal to 0, that means I want to keep it, and I'm recording its index in our list of non-zero indices. Then I'm just getting those indices from my existing reviews ints list and encoded labels array. And I'm storing the new clean data in these variables of the same name. And when I do my length check, I can see that this has effectively removed one review from our data. In this case, there was only one review of 0 length, so this looks good. Now the next thing I want to deal with is very long review text data, and standardizing the length of our reviews in general. We saw that the maximum review length was about 2,500 words, and that's going to be too many steps for our RNN. In cases like this, I'll want to truncate this data to a reasonable size and number of steps. This brings me to the next exercise. To deal with both short and very long reviews, we'll either pad or truncate all our reviews to a specific sequence length. For reviews that are shorter than some sequence length, we'll pad it on the left with zeros. For reviews longer than the sequence length, we can truncate them to the first sequence length worth of words. So here's a padding example. Say we have a short sequence of words, and we specify that we want a sequence length equal to 10. The resultant padded sequence should be this. Padded on the left with 7 zeros, and the original 3 word tokens are at the end. Now in the case of a long review, it would just be cut at the sequence length of 10. This is just a small example, and for our movie review data, a good sequence length is going to be around 200. So as an exercise, I want you to complete this function pad features. This takes in our list of reviews ints and a sequence length, and it should either pad or truncate every review in the passed in list. It should return an array of transformed reviews, which I'll call our features, which are our tokenized reviews of the same sequence length. And you'll often hear transformed data like this referred to as the features or input features for a model. So at the end, each of the rows in the features array will be a transformed review of a standard sequence length that we can then feed into a model as input. So try to solve this, and in the next cell I've included some print statements and assertions that act as tests on the shape of your features array. This will help you check your work, and next I'll go over one solution.